Here we are, once again, living day by day. I shall never catch a stray if I lay. Infidelity shall prey. Prey amongst the ones that are weak-minded, so I say. Anyway. Let's get to it. And what I mean by that is, I'm gonna start sitting. My ass hurts. Ugh, my ass hurts. Ugh. Should I prop up a chair? That's closer. You know, I'm all about being lazy. Lazy, hazy, daisy, crazy, daisy, maybe, baby. I wouldn't say it was enlightenment or epiphany, but I wanted to go see a close friend. I wanted to go see my godson. He's pretty young. He's a couple months years old. I'm years old, couple months old. And the epiphany was not how precious life is, but how life can be taken and created by mistake with not anything that is heavy to really take, you know? And I see as we recreate, sometimes when we recreate and procreate, it's usually by mistake. And that is a cause and effect. As I was a mistake. And isn't that crazy that most children aren't playing, but the ones that are don't really seem to really care whether or not, and the ones that weren't playing tend to care the most. This is a crazy outlook to think that way, but I think it may be, you know. It may be true. It may be true. But who knows? My shoulder's still kind of like, it's like this side is like, beating this up. It's less lumpy. But I seen that when she lives pretty far, where I'm from. So she's like an hour, damn near an hour and a half away. And when I met her family, I almost cried because I never had a family like that, I was the only child. I still count myself as the only child. I was the only child for most of my life. I was by myself. Didn't really. I had friends here and there when I used to live. I wouldn't even say the projects, but when I used to live in the apartment complex. I had plethora of friends, so to speak, during my elementary, all the way to high school years of life. But even with that, what I'm really trying to, say during all this is, her family showed me better hospitality than my own family, and I wasn't even envious or jealous. I came to the conclusion that yes, life is precious, but it's seen in a different way. And then when I talked to her mother, nice lady, wonderful lady, might I add. She asked me what did I do, and I didn't want to say nothing, so I told her my original plans when I was younger. Working and probably going to college next year. Never really thought of it, but I think when, I wouldn't say regular people ask that, but they tend to ask that to stick something to your name, so you just don't be this floating being with nothing attached to them. And I think that's why people tend to not gravitate toward me, because I tend to, I wouldn't say stay quiet, but I tend to not tell everybody all my business, and what I'm so-called attracted to and things I do, and so I'm just, wouldn't say a husk of myself, but more of a person that is there than anything. Because you will never know how somebody truly sees you until they tell you, and even then they might lie. So it's always about the mind, the eye, and the sigh. The sigh you give when you're trying to. Never mind. It's not. It's not ready yet. But it's it's a slow outtake. Not every day you gotta just think about something so deep, something so trivial. It's just, I hold it to a different extent. All right. I don't think I hold any more wisdom than anybody else. I see myself as a flawed. I wouldn't even say a flawed human, because I hate saying I'm a human being, even though I am in some instances. But I try to transfer myself into something not lesser or greater, but something that is seen as an equal to a human being, but something that is not just, that transcends the so-called thought of being just a human. Right? I know that's a mouthful, but you wanna reach like a certain tranquility when it comes to this being here. And I don't mean this in any rude way, but I feel like I turn off my brain when I talk to others. Not that they're a lower being, or they're dumber than me. It's just that I turned off my brain when I talk to people, even my family. Like, it's like a husk of myself, like a mask, because I'm scared of how they truly see me, as this sadistic creature that wants to evolve, but not in the most positively way. Not in the most positive way. Right? And me wanting to heal the world, I've seen it in so many ways. It's like, it's talk, 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 what you're not doing. I'm trying to do, but it's a small thing that tends to get skewed over the hues of what I see and what I want to be. Not what I'm meant to be, what I want to be. But is it true? What do you allude to? What do you see as clues that you can really subdue? You know? I don't make the rules. I don't want to follow them. I don't want to break them. I just want to create the rules. Create the rules that doesn't hold us to a different standard than others. My dearly beloved, what would your mother say if she found out you was with me? Down and out. So much poetry, right? Tranquillously. Is it trin? No. I low-key wish I had I wouldn't say a regular brain, because I feel like no human brain is regular. I wish I had a regular brain, in the instance that I am able to have social interactions without being so-called awkward, without putting on a face, or without going completely mute. You know, I feel like social awkwardness, it comes and goes. When I'm confident enough and I feel like I'm being myself, it just flows out the mouth. But then there's sometimes where I feel like I'm pretending to be somebody I'm not. In the instance of not being smart, but just playing dumb, so you don't expect so much out of you. Like, I can't even answer simple questions like, where do you live? Not because I hate the place I live, but I'm down south style, so nothing's permanent, so to speak. The only thing that is semi-permanent is death, scientifically speaking. But spiritually, I feel like maybe you will just be roaming across the world in different minds, and maybe reincarnation in some instance. But I wouldn't say it's more of a belief. It's more of a feeling than anything. I don't feel spiritually connected to the earth, but I tend to see that coincidences are not just coincidences. Coincidence is just a word, a placeholder to negate the things that are not describable to the human mind. Or deja vu, Mandela effect, coincidence. Those are placeholders for errors that the so-called, I wouldn't even say this is a simulation, the so-called things that we cannot figure out on a scientific or a logical aspect. But you, no matter what you say, you will always get like, what is this nigga yapping about? What is he talking about? He goes again, right? You don't have to be deep 24/7. I tell you that all day. I don't look at everything as a testament to my being, and that the one leaf on the ground is a show of thousands of souls that's been killed over the years. I see the world like that, but I don't say it because nobody wants to be deep 24/7. It gets tiring. Just like eating your favorite food, you get flavor fatigue. Just like doing your favorite sport, you get tired. Reading your favorite book, it gets old. Listen to your favorite song, it gets old. It gets frail. The one thing I'm scared of till this day is I wouldn't even say dying or being forgotten or being remembered. Growing old to the point where I can't recognize myself. Because this present self will die later on in the year because, you know, my 18-year-old self now may be alive, but then once I'm 21, then you will be dead. Maybe I'll have something so traumatic that it will change my outlook on life to the point where I won't be seen as a spiritual or a scientific God to a certain extent, to the point where I will just see as work, eat, sleep, and die. Maybe I will repeat that just to keep on. Maybe I won't try to have my inner ambitions try to take control of me. You know, I honestly think that no matter how I think or what I do, I have no effect on the world that some entertainers do. Right? But there's something magnetizing, you know, something that attracts the viewer when you're entertaining. Because I can entertain. I can entertain. I can tap dance, do all that for the masses. But would that truly be me? I already do it now. I already do it now. Most of the things I did when I was being taught at that prison we so-called called the education system, I was doing those things to not only entertain people, but to get them off my back. When they started asking too many questions, I tend to just make up a lie, keep them pushing, because I didn't want people in my business, no matter how I lived, where I'm from, when I got locked up, all that. I tend to just twist my words and figure out. And I'll tell you a unbelievable lie to see who you would tell, and I know that I can't trust you. I accidentally went out my camera instinctually, so yeah, we'll just have to combine the two. But yeah. No matter how you see the world, you can have it in a different outlook than me. But there's no point in having a negative connotation over something you cannot control and knowing evidently won't hamper you for evolving. It won't hamper you from evolving. You know, as I said, no one has ever had an original idea in their lifetime. Like Socrates, not Aristotle, but Socrates, all those guys, right? Aquarius, what's the other dudes? The people that made ideologies like assertism, nihilism, existentialism, all of those, even the ones from Rome in Greek time, further than that, those guys were seen as smart, intelligent as for their age, right? For their age and time, because nobody really thought of that. Nobody really dived in their subconscious. Nobody dived in their conscious to think. You know, we're all in the rat race, so to speak. So it wasn't meant to be. It wasn't meant to. It wasn't meant for us to keep the heat. It wasn't meant to us to feed the teams of people that want treats and the people that miss. It's not it. That's not it. But nobody has an original thought. Maybe a original thought in their brain, but to others that it's not an original thought. I don't even think anybody has an original thought. An original thought that's not just thinking about another thought that you think of, right? Like, not a paradox of thoughts. Like, oh, did I think of this because I thought of that? Then I thought of that. That is, I don't count that as a thought. I don't count that as a idea of a so-called breaking away of making something new. It wouldn't count as that. But anyway, I'm probably gonna make this one short so I can combine it to the other one. But yeah, I truly hope that when you see this, you understand that I'm not here to just enlighten people and talk about how I see the world, because nobody cares until you're famous, right? I truly just want to be financially free and relinquish from this torture I call life. But not by releasing my spirits on another realm, but by staying here and understanding other people. I want to help people. I want to give back, you know. Because sometimes I feel like I'm not gonna cry on this camera because I ain't no bitch. But not saying like crying is a bitch, but I ain't no bitch, bro. So I ain't gonna cry. But sometimes I feel like I'm not deserving. I'm not deserving of life. Like, you know. I've been over the depressive side and the suicide shit. You know. I'm good. I won't let that mentally put me in a stump. Cause people say, "Oh, you're okay. You're okay. Don't be depressed, man. It'll get better." How do you know? You know? How do you know when you're in those type of waves? Even when you do get out of it, if you get back in that black goo, that black tar that is melted on your body and your spirit, and you become the void. You ever seen Sentry? And he becomes a void because he has like multiple personalities. When you become that void, right? That black hole, that neutronian star, that imploding sun, right? It grasps you to the extent where even comedy cannot heal your torn soul to a certain degree. Like you feel it, but you can't believe it. You can't heave it. You just can't, right? And as I drop from personality to personality, I try to figure out which one was which. Which category can I put my shit in, you know? Can I be the wise spiritual guy? Can I be the wise spiritual guy? Or can I be the nerd or the jock or something? I wonder what category I could put myself in. But I see that there's no category that can fit me without cutting pieces of me off or molding myself into that category. I'd rather me being cold, I'm wet clay trying to be molded. Who's doing all that now? Mm-hmm. My curiosity got the best of me. My apologies. But yeah, must be the neighbors. As I was saying, what category would you put yourself in? A gamer, a know-it-all, side character, a man with different beliefs, or a man that just wants to live? A man that wants to escape the heat and be treated as an equal, or a man that wants nothing but just to live, a man that wants freedom. Collectively, what do you really think of it? I don't know, but that damn hammering is getting annoying. But won't let us stop that. I don't know what type of man I am. Don't know what type of man I want to be. Do you want to be a man of virtue, a man with integrity, a man of confidence, a man of smarts, or a man of strength? Be the man that you so-called want to be, or be the woman you want to be. Be the human, the being, the individual you want to be. Because as I see, we're all meant to be. Don't stay and stray away from the things you think that will keep you. It's all like a haze. Don't treat others like strays. And continue everything you can do, and don't just pray just to pray. Pray for the reasons you think you behave. Oh yeah, he's definitely working on something. But oh, I broke it. Playing too rough. Now, what is the contents of my character? Do I just leech off others and then I create my own personality, or do I try to smother and figure out why do I act like others? I don't know, man. We all get it from our mothers, I guess. As we hover around the cover that shows us that we beloved her. But anyway, broskies, it was a great little talking session. I really appreciate y'all. So look out for the next video coming, and have a great day.